Alright YouTube, here's a quick short and sweet video of a Predator 212 Ghost lawnmower I built. I got this lawnmower for free from a coworker. I had a 212 Ghost lying around and way too much time on my hands. So what you've got is a 212 with a jack shaft kit running to a live axle with a mini bike disc brake. So let me pop this hood off, kind of show you what everything looks like. Try to keep this short and sweet. All right. So we've got a 212 Ghost running a 24mm Nibby carb. Shitty Amazon Chinese gas tank. Aluminum tank I welded up but didn't end up using. Let's see, we got a torque converter on here. I believe this is 14 tooth. It's 60 bucks on Amazon. There I'm running 420 chain through the body to the back. Here I've got a jack shaft. Jack shaft runs to another sprocket, which runs to my live axle. Now I did make this live axle myself. I used a lathe out of round stock. You can buy a Chinese Amazon axle and make it work. I did that on my last mower, and I'll try to post a clip of it. I'm new to the whole YouTube thing, so I don't know how to edit or anything, but I'll figure it out. Amazon seat, 80 bucks. The only thing I do recommend doing when you add this kind of power is the steering is very sloppy on this. So if you can, use some washers, stiffen it up. I built this little brace to take the play out of the front. And then right in there on the steering column, put a couple washers in there. And that'll move that sprocket down, keep it from bouncing up and down. And then it makes it nice and tight. Especially at speed, it gets sketchy. I used the front bar through a couple headlights I had laying around from my old Jeep. And I use these batteries, and you get a few hours out of them. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. It certainly beats trying to run a stator or anything like that. And you just change it out whenever it dies. It'll last for a few hours, and if you feel like riding at night, it works pretty good. But there's a lot of different ways to do these kind of builds. You can use a stock motor on here, a vertical shaft. It's just, for me, this is just what I had. The motor didn't run. Doesn't take a ton of modification. You do have to brace the frame quite a bit to make it nice and strong. It is gonna have a lot of torque. It's gonna want to wheelie, especially if you have the axle close up. So that's something to think about. If you want it to be a drift mower, I'd certainly recommend bringing the axle back a little bit. But any hobbyist can do this at home. I am a welder. However, for this video, I used a $100 welder. That was a flux welder, and it worked just fine. For my brake, that's probably the hardest part, is setting up a good brake that actually works. This is a $30 Amazon kit. It came with this lever, which I welded to a wrench, which I welded to this piece of pipe. And in the back, I made a bracket to be able to run that caliper on that rotor. It seems to be working pretty good. I don't know how long it'll hold up. There you can see the live axle with these bushings and these custom plates I have for the wheels. Another thing you can do is just weld. Sorry about that, my fat ass finger just hit the stop button. But another thing you can do is weld the factory mower rims in on bigger tractor wheels, mud tires, whatever you want to do. The last thing I'll show you guys underneath here is how I ran my throttle. So I used this regular clutch throttle, and I have a plate down here. I ran a spring to the frame, and that powers my throttle cable. So every time I push down, it pulls it out and retracts. I know it's kind of shitty to see, but you know, you get the idea. So, and if you are going to use a regular mower engine, you can also use a slide carb, and it's the easiest way to get better performance. That run different pulleys. You can do a torque converter on a vertical pulley setup, but that's about it. I'll post some clips of me riding it. I'll post more pictures. This is good, cheap fun, and pretty much anyone can do it. The hardest part is running a live axle, making it work, but it can be done with a chain. If you want to get away from belts and pulleys, you know, live axle, ultimately you're not going to beat that torque. But I'll try to quit running my suck and keep these videos short so I don't lose everyone's interest. But